comes from the news with Gary Lipitor and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Lipitor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And when you see that video over there on I-81, it's scary. The snow can cause major problems.
Yeah.
This morning, not too bad here, but there is some snow.
Yeah, that's right. And always a reminder that Mother Nature always wins no matter what. And that's the case here, what took place yesterday. But at least what is taking place this morning, well, we have some snow out there. We take a look outside in downtown Utica. The snow bands have exited, at least temporarily, in this vantage point of our Nexus camera here. But don't let that fool you. There is still snow falling right now. We'll show it here in a second. Regardless, it is a cold morning out there. We mentioned yesterday wind chills would be below zero, and sure enough, they are. So make sure you grab that extra layer for both you and for your kids heading out to the bus stop this morning. Temperature change compared to yesterday morning. You can see quite a difference. We were warmer at 5 and 6 a.m. yesterday. Much different story outside today. Wind still a bit strong out there. 24-mile-per-hour wind from it reported in Rome. And as I'm talking about the snowfall here, notice the radar is looking pretty quiet. This has been a common buzzword here on social media too, invisible snow. Apparently the word is very mysterious, but in reality it's not that. All it is snow falling underneath the radar scans. We can see it happening. That's pretty much all we can tell you right now. We can see the snow band going from here, falling below the radar scans, and we can pick it up again as it heads toward the Albany radar here. And that's just the fact that the air is so cold that the snow is falling extremely close to the ground. We also have more snow showers reported out in the southern valleys and a few bands up north. Either way, as you head out the door this morning, expect some snow-covered roads here and there, maybe a light coating of fluffy snow in your car early today. Regardless, the snow is not that bad to travel in. It's not slushy. It's just a very light fluff out there today. So today's highs will be climbing into the 20s. Early morning snow showers will taper off. We'll have a few peaks of sunshine here and there. And then we are tracking some more active weather for the next few days. Details in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. The jury in the manslaughter trial of former Mark.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. It's finally here. Happy Friday, everybody. We have a busy weekend to look ahead to in terms of weather, but I wouldn't say it's anything extremely impactful. Nonetheless, I'll show it here shortly. First off, though, here's what you can expect as you head out the door on this Friday morning. Downright cold. There's an easy explanation here. Arctic wind chill feels like a -4 out there early today. And a reminder with some of that fresh snowfall, it's a fluffy snow, so budget maybe an extra minute or so to go outside and brush off some of that snow before you head out to work today. Roadways right now, again, they're not that bad. It's a light layer of fluff on some roadways, especially in some locations south of the Mohawk Valley. This narrow band right here passing basically in southern Herkimer County and southern Oneida County. That's where that band we're really tracking is taking place right here. But still some narrow bands moving through parts of the Mohawk Valley. We do have some accident reports that just came in within the last few minutes or so. But a lot of slowdowns heading out toward Syracuse. In the meantime, taking this information right here to give you guys the details on these accidents here. This one is in Utica. A crash reported on Hart Street at Kirkland Street, and then this other one, where did it go? Right up here. This is a crash reported. Vehicle rolled over on Route 46 at Brooks Road. So again, rollover up here, and then of course an accident here in Utica. We'll of course keep a close eye on this traffic tracker throughout the morning. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The 2-month countdown to Utica's St. Patrick's.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We begin on the snowy side today and the cold side. And while we do expect some slightly warmer temperatures heading to the weekend, we're not out of the woods with snow just yet. Let's look at the radar and see what's going on right now. And we do have a few snow bands moving through the Mohawk Valley. They are very narrow due to the stronger winds and due to the colder temperatures. A lot of this is falling below radar scans, hence the term invisible snow. Either way, there's a lot of accidents here outside early this morning, despite at least for a lot of spots, a very shallow layer of snow on the ground. But it still can get slippery if you don't drive carefully, or other factors that could be at play here. Regardless, just a reminder, there's some slowdowns here heading out on the thruway and along I-81 if you head out towards Syracuse. There's a rollover here along Route 46 at Brooks Road. So if you're heading up north of Western today, or if you're in this vicinity, just watch out for potential travel impacts there. So I mentioned, the radar is looking pretty quiet. We have snow falling below the radar scans, and this kind of shows it and proves it here. We have that snow still falling in a lot of areas here in the Mohawk Valley. Now, temperatures today will climb into the 20s. Wind chills will remain in the teens. So, yes, it's a little warmer this afternoon, but still, this morning it is incredibly cold out there to start your day. And as you look ahead to the weekend and for pretty much the near future, it's looking pretty active in terms of snow chances. I wouldn't say consistent snow, but especially by next week, we have some lake-affected track. We have multiple clipper systems. This is definitely an old-fashioned winter, and it's looking to trend that way for the second half of January. So today, lingering lake effect snow, some peaks of sunshine and other spots here. Regardless, we're going to see some snow arrive tonight, light snow, and then the arrival of widespread light snow for your Saturday with the highest accumulations north of the thruway. Then a few spotty snow showers Saturday evening, again overnight, maybe brief heavier snowfall. Sunday, some peaks of sunshine again and some lingering lake effect heading up north and west of our area here. And then, of course, when it comes to snowfall, you can see, well, at least the lingering lake effect here, the models have a very difficult time pinpointing that out. But regardless, Saturday, you can see the general idea of snowfall across the area, especially Saturday night into Sunday. 7 inches or more in the red zone here, and then a huge drop-off as you head into the Mohawk Valley. Your 7-day forecast, tomorrow's high, feeling a bit more balmy again at 35 degrees, but then that's about as warm as we get. We're in the 20s Sunday, and then next week we've got some colder temperatures and some lake-affected track here too. Pretty busy stretch of weather, but I think an old-fashioned winter is something that that this area has definitely not seen in a while. I mean, last year we did have one very heavy winter, but this year feeling a lot more like a typical one.
It's like when I was growing up.
Yep.
Way back when. Eric, thanks. The cold temperatures can have a major impact on us again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you're getting ready to head to work or get the kids ready for school, bundle up. Boy, Eric, it is brutal out there this morning.
Yeah, we're looking at below zero wind chills, Gary, and some lingering snow as well. So you might have a light coating of snow either way. Let's take a look outside in downtown Utica where, well, we have some of that snow passing south of us, at least for the early morning hours today. But it's largely dependent on where you are, as these bands are very narrow. But a reminder again, those wind chills still very cold at 4 below zero in Rome, 7 below zero in Johnstown, and 1 single degree in Hamilton, 12 below zero in Saranac Lake. Now, we are seeing, of course, the 24-hour temperature change. That cold front rolled through yesterday morning. So the differences out in western New York, not that extreme, but you can see really here in the Mohawk Valley and east that, we're running, say, 23 to 25 degrees below what we saw yesterday morning. Some strong winds out there, 10 miles an hour south of the Mohawk Valley, 18 miles an hour in the Utica-Rome area, and some lingering snow showers here locally. A reminder that we are tracking some invisible snow, which, as I mentioned previously, a lot of you think is a bit of a buzzword here. It's nothing that is outrageous, basically. It's just the radar scans are just above where the snow is falling, so it just appears invisible on radar. It's the same type of snow you'd get with a typical system, just it's falling lower than usual. Regardless, roadways this morning, expect some snow-covered conditions here and there. Just drive carefully, budget some extra time heading out to work. But either way, we are looking at more snow chances this weekend. We'll dive into that here shortly. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Now to the latest from the...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Friday morning. If you're just tuning in with us, here are a few things we'll be tracking over the next few days. Again, starting today, it's a windy and cold one. We have some lingering snow showers this morning. They will taper off this afternoon before more light snow arrives tonight. And as you can see here in our second bullet point, there's snowy and very cold weather ahead. Now, keep in mind, the snow doesn't mean consistent snow, but just consistent snow chances with multiple opportunities for lake effect, clipper systems. Look at it in the near future. But I think we're going back to the short term here, more importantly, your weekend forecast, which will favor some more snow showers. We'll, of course, dive into where and when coming up in a few minutes. At least for now, though, let's share our photo of the day today. A great photo right here sent in to us from Cooperstown. Quite a while since we got a shot of Cooperstown here. This one was of a great sunrise taken a few days ago by Danielle. So amazing photo right here. If you have one like this you'd like to share with us, the link right there, WKTV.com/weather/pics is a place to go to submit your own, or check out the thousands of other submissions sent in by people like you. And again, amazing that you guys are willing to send in photos every single day to brighten, of course, our morning and hopefully all of your mornings out there. Morning, or at least the photo of the day, brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Gary?
Eric, thanks for the second time.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Always makes our day when that mug comes into us this morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We have some cold and some snow to be tracking this morning. Let's dive right into it. We take a look at the Yorkville Battery live radar. We are looking at some basically what's called invisible snow. The snow is falling below radar scans. We can actually see a very faint outline here. We know it's falling, we just can't see exactly where inside the valley. So regardless, expect some snowy conditions this morning. There are some roadways that are experiencing some slowdowns, especially as you head to, say, Route 8, Route 12, 12B, heading between the valley and Route 20, and especially a lot more slowdowns along Route 5, I-90, heading out towards Syracuse. So heading west of Utica, you might encounter some slowdowns. And you can see the snow falling right here underneath the radar scans with live cameras sending us information right now. So multiple verifications that it is snowing. And again, just watch out for some snow-covered surfaces heading out the door early today. It is downright cold this morning. Wind chills are below zero. Those are just the actual temperatures on paper. You can see here, very cold to start. By even the warmest time this afternoon at 4 and 5 o'clock, the highs will feel like 17 degrees. So dress accordingly here. In the meantime, of course, with the very narrow snow bands, models have routinely been terrible at forecasting this. This data is not really showing that lingering lake effect snow. It will continue throughout the early morning hours, fizzling out as we head into the early afternoon. A few peaks of sunshine here and there, and then pretty quiet for the afternoon today before a few light snow showers arrive tonight, and a better shot for at least lighter snow, sustained snow Saturday throughout the day, and then a round of snow as we head into Saturday nights, and then more snow briefly during the overnight hours before ending with some lingering lake effect north heading throughout the day Sunday, with some more sunshine opportunities throughout the second half of the weekend. So let's talk snowfall accumulation. Now, to be fair, this map here is not really factoring in the narrow snow bands this morning, but this will be mainly for what we expect tonight through Saturday morning, where you can see here a lot of that snowfall, 4 to 8 inches possible in this blue and red zone right here. So if you live in these areas, you can see what roads these are right here. That's basically where that highest accumulation is expected. Your 7-day forecast, we have a few snow chances throughout the weekend, and especially next week. We are tracking more clipper systems and lake effect snow. So this is one of those old-fashioned winters that everyone has been used to, and we haven't really seen too many in the last few years, barring last year, but here we are with a more typical like winter setup.
Old school.
The old school winter, Gary.
Welcome back.
Yep.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:50.
News with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Friday morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And quite the difference from yesterday morning at this time.
Yeah, we drove in, it was raining.
Yesterday?
Yes, yesterday. It wasn't too bad. Today, well, we got some snow, and it's cold.
Bitter, yeah.
Bitter cold out there this morning. How cold? Well, as you just saw moments ago, the wind chills are below 0. We are sitting at -6 in Rome and Johnstown, 5 in Hamilton, -1 in Binghamton, and -14 up in Saranac Lake. So, of course, reminder, this is factoring in the temperature as well as the wind. That's how it feels like outside when you're heading out to get in your cars or any plans you have to do today. The 24-hour temperature change, this is basically self-explanatory, at least what we've talked about yesterday with that rainfall in the morning. Of course, western New York was already cold, so those differences aren't that much, but at least here locally, we dropped about 20 degrees compared to yesterday. So we have some strong winds moving through the valley right now, and what we're looking at right here, we're, of course, looking at this data minute by minute. In fact, I'm watching it with you guys right now. This is all live, and what I'm seeing right now is a consolidation of these narrow, weaker lake effect snow bands into a very stronger, isolated band that's extending right here. You might be able to see the outline. It's falling below radar scans this morning, but it goes right through Syracuse, just south of Utica, impacting Route 5, and then, of course, heading out to, say, maybe Paris Hill and the border of Otsego and Herkimer County. So, depending on where you are, roads might be a bit snow-covered. So just plan accordingly, especially in that very narrow zone there to budget some extra time. Today's highs in the 20s, wind chills remaining in the teens. We are tracking some more snow chances this weekend. We'll have the details on that in the next few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. The jury in the man's...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Happy Friday, everybody. Today we begin with some cold temperatures and some lake effect snow, at least, passing over us briefly this morning. Let's take a look, though, at your forecast in a minute as you head out the door. To start, temperature 12, feels like -6, an Arctic wind chill out there today with a west-northwest wind of 18 miles an hour at Griffiths in Rome. And with some locations this morning still seeing some lingering snow showers, you're going to budget a little bit extra time to brush some snow off your car. And depending on location, budget extra time getting to where you need to go today, as some of those roadways might have some snow on them as well. We can see here on the traffic cameras, the arterial is generally okay. Heading up north, too, still some snowy conditions. Sangerfield, Route 8, Route 20 right there. You can see some snow-covered roads. Same thing over there in Herkimer. So nonetheless, depending on where you are, which, for example, will be mainly along this line right here, heading through Route 5 near Oneida, and, of course, heading south near Paris Hill, where that heavier snow band is currently taking place. Because of that, you can see here we have a lot of accidents in those yellow zones here. An accident reported along Route 5 here, and then one heading out just outside of Utica there, too. So we'll dive into that here more in a few minutes, but at least early today, just plan accordingly on your drive heading out to work. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The 2-month countdown to Utica's St. Patrick's Day.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. On this Friday morning, we begin with a few things. A cold start, bitter cold start, I should say, and some snow depending on location. Let's take a look right now at the Yorkville Battery Live radar because there's one area I want to pinpoint this morning. Basically, what we've been seeing over the last hour or so is the strengthening of this multi-band snow setup into a very narrow, stronger band, mainly south of the Mohawk Valley. It's going to be taking place right along here. I'm going to zoom in here let's see, let's zoom in. So let's go right south of the Mohawk Valley, right here. You can kind of see the line, very narrow, passing through just south of Oneida, heading into the sections of Route 8, Route 12, Route 12B, and then, of course, heading north of Winfield, heading out north of Route 20 here along the Otsego-Herkimer County line. So it's a very narrow band. There are a few other minor ones, but that's the one we're really tracking here because it is causing a lot of slowdowns out near Syracuse, slowdowns here locally, a stalled vehicle in Utica, and an accident reported just outside of Oneida on County Route 43, Beacon Light Road, right at Route 48A at Patrick Road. So this morning, the snow can cause some slippery conditions. Drive carefully, and of course, as always, on a day like today, if you're in those locations you're mentioning, just budget some extra time getting to where you need to go. That way you're not in a rush. You can take it slower if you need to go slower on some of these roads. It's a cold start, wind chills below zero. You can see here the wind chills remaining cold throughout the entire day today. And overall, it's going to be warming up a little bit and heading into the weekend, but not by much. Our Skycast showing that lingering lake effect fizzling out this afternoon. Some peaks of sunshine, cloudy skies. Tonight, widespread snow begins to work in, especially by tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. It's light snow. It continues for much of the day. But depends on location as to how much you see, which I'll show here shortly. A few bands rolling through in the evening hours and a chance of some moderate to heavy snow moving briefly overnight before Sunday, generally quiet. Some lake effect snow well north and east of us. So peaks of sunshine, mostly cloudy skies. Overall, pretty quiet day for your Sunday. So when it comes to snowfall, now keep in mind the model we have here, of course, is not very good at pinpointing those narrow snow bands here. In fact, no model is. But aside from the snow we're seeing early this morning, this is how much snow we could see Saturday, roughly 4 to 9 inches in those red and blue zones here north of the Mohawk Valley, with significantly less, 1 to 3 inches as you head farther south along the Thruway corridor. Your 7-day forecast, the weekend, as a reminder, Saturday, snowy, Sunday, less snowy, a little cooler, and then next week begins or at least continues our active weather pattern. We've got some clipper systems, some lake effect, some cold weather. It's winter, Gary. Yeah. It's been a while since we've consistently said winter weather, but here we are.
Yeah, one that's keeping you very busy for a couple months now.
Very busy, yeah. We're busy over here.
Eric, thanks. With the kickoff of this week's 2026, taking a look at your top stories this morning, jury deliberations will end, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. Get ready to bundle up or bundle up the kids this morning. Eric, quite a difference at this morning's bus stop compared to yesterday's.
Yeah, quite a 180, Gary. Those wind chills are below zero, so make sure the kids got some gloves on. They've got that heavy winter coat. Make sure they're toasty, same as you guys heading out to work this morning. On top of that, we also are tracking a few snow showers. So you can see right here, this is what we're seeing on our traffic tracker. Keep in mind, this is going on live right now on WKT, or our Facebook page, WKTV Weather. Go to facebook.com/WKTV Weather. So in the meantime, you know, we're talking about cold conditions here. We're tracking, of course, the latest on radar and whatnot. As you can see here, the radar indicating some of that snow falling south of the Mohawk Valley. And of course, you can see here multiple accidents here as well. So while we're doing our forecast here, or while the newscast is going on, if you need to head out and you need to know the roads right now, again, this live stream going on on our Facebook page. It'll turn off at least for a few minutes in a couple of minutes, but then, of course, return again as we head into the second part of this half hour. So, again, great tool to have, and of course, you can see that live on our Facebook page. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now to the latest from the White House, where there is a
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in to us here on Sunrise, well, first off, happy Friday. Glad you're joining us this morning. A couple of things to mention. For the first topic here, it's windy and cold today, not to mention there's an isolated zone of some intense snowfall we're tracking right now. We'll, of course, show that here momentarily when we show the radar scans coming up in a few minutes. Regardless, it's still going to be very snowy and cold ahead as we head throughout at least the beginning of next week to the middle of next week. We do have some slightly warmer temperatures, and more importantly, that weekend forecast. Will we see any impactful snow? We'll stay tuned for updates on that. In the meantime, of course, it's our final photo of the day segment this week, and this one takes us to Cooperstown and a great shot of a colorful sunrise sent in by Danielle. If you have one like this you'd like to share with us of the sky, of anything Mother Nature or winter related, WKTV.com/weather/pics. Go right there, submit your own, or see the thousands of other submissions that all of you have graciously done over the past several years. Your photo of the day brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Gary?
Eric, thanks for the second time in just
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. We are looking at a very cold start in some locations, some intense snowfall. Let's dive into it right here. We just put out an alert again. You see that QR code right below me right here? You can scan that. It'll take you to the App Store or Google Play Store where you can get notifications of course, road conditions in case, in this matter, we put out an alert for this area right here that is seeing some intense snowfall along this very narrow corridor through Syracuse, heading just north of Route 20 in Herkimer and Otsego counties right here. So for SkyCast alerts, for weather alerts, you name it, if you want the weather on the go, again, a great tool to have is by using our Storm Tracker 2 app. In the meantime, there are lots of accidents here in Syracuse, right along the area here along Route 5 where that snow band is most intense, right in this section here, just south of the Mohawk Valley. So again, plan accordingly if you're driving out today, if you're heading in that, again, yellow zone right here. Budget some extra time. Drive extremely carefully if you have to go out where you need to go today. Of course, going back here just real quickly, there's a crash on Beacon Light Road here. Of course, there's multiple ones, but just as a heads up, there are multiple accidents there along that area. So we are tracking some additional snowfall, which has since become a bit more isolated versus scattered, which took place earlier this morning, which means less area affected, but more intense snow in the area that is still being affected. But for all of us, it's going to be warming up today, not by much. Feels like temperature only climbing into the upper teens, low 20s. So just dress accordingly today because it's going to be very cold. So early today, that lake effect snow will eventually taper off. We've got mostly cloudy skies, a few peaks of sunshine today, and then a few snow showers rolling through briefly tonight, and a better shot for widespread snow tomorrow. Then a few bands here and there as we head throughout Saturday night, and then Sunday is actually trending a bit more on the quieter side. Peaks of sunshine mixed in with clouds, lake effect snow mainly to our northwest. So keep in mind the snowfall map here, not factoring in the snow we're seeing early this morning. Models cannot view with that high of a resolution, regardless of technology. But either way, this is what's happening tomorrow through tomorrow night. So generally 4 to 8 inches in the dark blue zone here. If you see your area in here, you're in the 4 to 8 inch range. 1 to 3 inch if you had the Mohawk Valley, and of course that middle ground outside that area here. So again, it's going to be a bit snowy Saturday, drying up on Sunday, but overall the pattern toward next week and just looking beyond it is a bit active. Lake effect here, a clipper there. Regardless, snow chances and colder weather, a throwback to the old-fashioned winters, Gary.
It sure keeps you busy.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Well, a new tool has been launched in California to help residents there. Us now, and Eric, we saw some snow there in that video from yesterday, and we're getting more today.
Yeah, some of us seeing a lot more than others, and a reminder that we have lake effect sometimes.
It depends on where you are.
Let's take a look at what's going on outside. Current conditions in downtown Utica, cloudy. Not too bad out there. Officially in Rome, we are at 17 with cloudy skies and a feels-like temperature of 2 with that decent westerly wind of 15 miles an hour. Across the state, you can see here wind chills still hovering around that range. It is warming up a little bit out to the west as the winds are expected to weaken as the wind direction shifts here. Now you see pretty evident here, 18-mile-an-hour winds in Johnstown, 22 Albany, a little bit less as you head out to western New York. So the radar right now, keep in mind as we go backwards, let's say a few hours, the snow band that was taking place right over Syracuse, it was a very narrow one, produced a lot of snow. There were reports of 10 inches, 8 inches in some of these sections here heading from Syracuse down into portions of Oneida County, and then a huge drop off to the point where there's maybe a light coating of snow. So I guess this is the what we get for living in central New York. Quite an astounding difference because how narrow that snow band is. Roadways, travel-wise, continue to improve. Those that tuned into the morning show today, you saw exactly how slowed some of the roads were, especially out towards Syracuse and then sections of Oneida County. But regardless, today we're going to see those temperatures continue to climb a little bit. The wind chill decreasing as the winds weaken, but we do have some more snow on the way. We're not snow-free, at least heading to the weekend. We'll dive into that here coming up shortly. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Weather is being blamed for this last night in Rochester.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Happy Friday, everybody. The weekend is right here, and well, we had a pretty busy week. We have a somewhat busy weekend weather-wise, but it's not too bad. Let's take a look right now at the radar where things are going to start quieting down. But again, what took place earlier this morning, there was an incredibly narrow band of snow extending from Lake Ontario pretty much through portions of Syracuse, heading into southern Oneida County right here near Paris Hill, and it produced some pretty good snowfall rates. There were some reports, several inches, 7, 8, 9, actually closer to 10 inches heading out towards Syracuse. So incredibly narrow band. Of course, it's the joys of forecasting lake effect snow. Mother Nature always likes to make these very, very narrow bands that data just cannot grasp. Regardless, it's going to be a quieter afternoon. The lake effect's going to end. The wind direction will shift. So really no surprise snow coming up today, at least for the rest of the day today. Temperatures peaking in the low to mid-20s, but at least wind chills remaining a little bit on the colder side with the winds somewhat weak, but enough to keep the feels-like temperature down into the teens, maybe pushing 20 degrees. So let's head straight to the Skycast here. Again, that early morning lake effect band is slowly fizzling out. That southwest wind will kick in. Clouds will increase. Keep in mind, though, we have some peaks of sunshine expected today once this, of course, wind shifts. So not too bad in terms of weather today. Light snow arrives tonight. Widespread snow arrives Saturday. But notice in this zone right here, that's where most of that snow is going to fall as we head into the daytime and into the evening Saturday, with a few rounds of snow pushing through here and there as we head into Saturday night. And then Sunday, actually looking on the quieter side. We have some sunshine peeking out in the morning and as well as in the afternoon with some lake effect snow to our north and west. So generally speaking, a lot of that snow will miss us almost entirely. So additional snowfall here. You can see the models finally trying to pinpoint some of that snow that moved through. When it comes to snowfall Saturday, you can see here, generally speaking, the snowfall totals, I would say closer to 3 to 6 inches in the dark blue zone. You see the red, of course, red sometimes looks a little bit scary here. That's 7 to 12 inches, but keep in mind, that's just hitting the 7-inch mark. So when you see numbers like that, expect a slight, or at least a closer level to the 4 to 7-inch range, which again, I'm thinking more close to 3 to 6. The rest of us, 1 to 3 inches across much of central New York. Your 7-day forecast, it's quieting down a little bit on Sunday, and then Monday, Martin Luther King Day, we have some snow arriving again, and then some colder temperatures next week. And we've got pretty much a mix of clippers and lake effect and cold weather. Basically bringing us back to the old winters, Gary.
Yeah.
Back when we used to have a lot of snow.
Let's enjoy it now, because before you know it, it's going to be nice and sunny and warm out.
Yes, so enjoy the snow.
Eric, thanks. Well, temperatures have plunged across the... Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, it looks like us in the Mohawk Valley, we're the low right around the area.
Yeah, I mean, what is it, 2 degrees outside, 0 Johnstown. You go up to western New York, it's a little warmer. So, and that's due to the fact that the winds are decreasing. We were mentioning early today, we have some pretty cold wind chills, but there are 2 ingredients, obviously, to wind chill. You need cold temperatures and you need strong winds, and we're losing one of those ingredients. So yes, it's still technically cold out today, but when the winds decrease, as you can see here, as you head out toward western New York, the winds are shifting more to the south and south-southwest compared to westerly winds here. That's going to produce that increased feels-like temperature outside. Yorkville Battery Live radar right now, what we're looking at here is quieter conditions compared to earlier today. We still are tracking some of that lingering lake effect snow, but it's not as intense as, of course, the winds are continuing to weaken. And on top of that, the roadways are improving tremendously compared to earlier this morning. Those of you that tuned in to Sunrise, you might have seen a lot more yellows, oranges, and reds on our traffic tracker compared to, say, right now. Still, though, today, expect mostly cloudy skies, a few breaks in the clouds. You might see some welcome sunshine here and there. But regardless, clouds move in again tonight. We're tracking a few snow showers overnight and especially tomorrow. We'll have the details on that snow chance for you coming up shortly. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Recapping our top local story today.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Friday, everybody. Today started out cold. Some of you saw an onslaught of snow. It was a very narrow band here, which I'll show here in a second. But first, the radar looking a lot more quiet compared to earlier this morning. Let's zoom out a little bit here, too. This is the zone we were highlighting earlier today, which had some pretty intense snowfall rates. Those of you inside this yellow zone, you probably can vouch for that. There was some pretty good snow coming down, and some of you saw a good amount of snow, too. Of course, the rates decreased as you head out toward Albany, but regardless, it was a pretty breezy, cold, and some spots snowy morning. Now, a few things. The cold temperatures stick around today through tonight, but the winds are going to be weakening. Calmer winds compared to earlier today, and more closer to the south wind direction, which will also decrease the strength inside, say, valley locations here. The feels-like temperature will, however, remain in the teens and low 20s, so I still think it's decently heavy winter jacket weather today. So we'll look at the Skycast here because, of course, most importantly, it's the weekend. You guys got plans, and how will things shape up weather-wise? Well, let's dive into it. So Friday nights, tonight, we have clouds increasing. Keep in mind we have some sunshine opportunity early today as well, and a bit of a light snow chance overnight, but we have a better shot for some sustained snow throughout the day. Saturday, light snowfall, keep in mind, starting pretty much Saturday morning through the entire day before we see a round of snow roll through at around 5 p.m. Saturday evening. and then another round of snow arriving as we head into the overnight. Then Sunday is looking a bit more quiet. A little cooler though, highs in the low 20s. If you have any plans for any, say, skiing or snowmobiling. Now listen, I know with a lot of snowmelt we saw recently, maybe some of the trails might not be prime, so just make sure you're tuning into your local ski trail area to see how the trails are shaping up if you're heading on them. But for skiing and snowboarding, head to the hills. There's pretty decent snowmaking taking place over the weekend. And then Sunday, throughout the evening and overnight, pretty quiet. So in terms of snowfall today, you can see here by Saturday morning at 7 a.m. the general idea of snowfall, and you can see here, I would say closer to 2-3 inches of snow north of the Mohawk Valley by the mid-morning and early afternoon, increasing throughout the day. Around 7 p.m. Saturday, most spots here will see roughly 3 to 6 inches of snow in the dark blue zones and 1 to 3 inches in the light blue zone. So it's a decent snow. It's nothing majorly impactful, but of course, as always with these types of situations, you might encounter some snow-covered roadways, so just plan your travel accordingly tomorrow. The snow will end by Sunday. Sunday, a better travel day. And then next week, I've been mentioning in the morning, and as well as, of course, early this broadcast too, we have a return to winter time. Now, yes, I know, I feel like today would technically feel like winter time, but we got more snow chances, we got cold, we've got just everything lining up for still what looks to be an old-fashioned winter.
Definitely a good winter for those sports enthusiasts.
Yes, very good.
Eric, thanks. Well, this tax season...
With Jason Palace.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get to all those stories in a moment. But first, we want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis as he tracks snow coming our way this weekend, followed by cold temperatures. He's in the Weather Center right now, tracking it all. And we got snow out there right now, don't we?
We do. What's out there tonight isn't going to be all that problematic. It's a different story tomorrow, though. We are tracking widespread steady snow across central New York. And again, this push will be rolling through over the next couple of hours. Tomorrow, we get steady snow that continues throughout most of the day. So this accumulation is what happens mostly tomorrow morning into the early afternoon. We're thinking a general 1 to 3 inches of accumulation. Hilltops north of the Mohawk Valley could see 3 to 7 inches of snowfall. And it's going to be that wet, slushy snow that tends to be very, very slippery, as temperatures are going to be very close to freezing when the snow falls. 21 degrees, the current temperature is still cold out there. Again, we're tracking snow showers this evening, steady snow Saturday morning. Second part of the weekend looks dry. It's looking a lot colder ahead. Many chances for snow heading into the middle of next week. Temperatures tonight in the upper teens. Again, tracking snow for the start of the weekend. Look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A stunning turn of events in Oneida County Court today. Former
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're tracking widespread light snow falling in downtown Utica, one of those places tonight, and pretty much everywhere here in central New York. We will continue to see snow as we head into Saturday. It becomes steadier throughout the morning time, and then it gradually tapers off in the afternoon. We do climb into the low 30s, so relatively mild. On Sunday, it's colder, it's cloudy. Temperatures in the 20s, but it does look dry for Sunday, so that should be the easier day to travel in central New York. Again, tracking snow, live look at the Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, pretty much across all of central New York tonight. This system is heading east, and again, more snow is on the way. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Travel impacts, not seeing any big impacts tonight, although there will be some snow on the roads. It's just not expecting much. Snow becomes steadiest Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon. By Saturday evening, things start to slow down. This is also going to be regional based. Areas north of the Mohawk Valley will see a larger impact on travel compared to lower elevations. Utica picking up 1.5 inches of snow today. It puts us to 70.5 inches on the season. When we add up all the snowfall events so far, we're running 2 feet above average. And again, there's more snow on the way. This weather system is called a clipper. It spends most of its time over land. This will head to the east. It does drag a cold front with it, and that's going to bring the cooler weather here for Sunday. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. Snow showers tonight. Temperatures drop down into the mid-20s. The snow becomes steadier overnight and into Saturday, especially in the morning and especially north of the Mohawk Valley. You'll notice that this zone pretty much stays heavy. That's the northern part of the hilltops north of the Mohawk Valley. They experience what's called upslope snow. The air is rising over the Mohawk Valley and into some of these higher elevations, producing extra snowfall. Snow showers continue into Saturday night, and then we get a chance to dry out Sunday. Lake effect snow takes place in Lewis County up towards Watertown, but that should stay out of the WKTV viewing area. Snowfall totals tonight, tomorrow, 3 to 7 inches along those hilltops north of the Mohawk Valley. In the Mohawk Valley and southern valleys, 1 to 3 inches. We're tracking the potential of some heavy lake effect snow next week, Tuesday into Wednesday. Winds come in from the west. We've got some very cold weather on the way. Could be talking about feet of snow for the Tug Hill and into western New York. We'll keep you posted. Snow showers tonight, low of 19. Tomorrow, snow heaviest north of the Mohawk Valley, a high of 35. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, mostly cloudy Sunday, 26. Again, we get into this cold weather pattern next week, specifically Tuesday, along with lake effect snow chances most of next week.
I feel for the folks up at the Tug Hill. They've already had feet, several this year.
They're used to it, though. Yeah.
Are they? Okay, thanks, Bill. Coming up next, we have the snow, and now we need a date. City of Utica is another step closer to reopening Val Bialis Ski Hill.
With Jason Palace.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to get to all those stories in a moment. First, though, we want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Bill Kardis. He's tracking snow that's coming our way this weekend, followed by cold temperatures. In fact, there's a winter weather advisory already in place, right, Bill?
There is. We're tracking steady snow for Saturday morning. There's some snow taking place tonight, too. This round is moving out. There will be a second round moving in. The steadiest snow looks to happen Saturday morning. Roads are going to be slippery. We're expecting 1 to 3 inches of accumulation across most of central New York. But that winter weather advisory is mainly for this dark blue zone. It's 3 to 7 inches of accumulation north of the Mohawk Valley. We're tracking wind that's going to move up and over some of these higher elevations, producing what we call upslope snow. 22 degrees, the current temperature. It feels like 12. Cold out there. Not as cold tomorrow. We get a break from that. But looking ahead, we have more snow chances and plenty of cold weather to talk about as we head into the middle of next week. Snow showers tonight, temperatures in the teens. We've got to look at the weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A stunning turn of events in Oneida County.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Kardis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Some light snow continues. This is moving out, and we'll see a return to snow tonight. So just a small break before things pick up again. Steadiest snow arrives Saturday morning, and we're expecting accumulation. Temperatures climb into the mid-30s. Sunday looks dry, cooler, and mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid-20s. Again, this round of snow is going to move out. The next one moves in late tonight. A reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Travel impact doesn't look to be too high overnight, but Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon, we do expect travel impact from snow, especially the higher elevations north of the Mohawk Valley. Saturday evening, things start to get a little bit quiet. Picked up 1.5 inches of snow today. It puts the season total to 70.5 inches for the city of Utica so far. We're tracking a clipper that moves through the area this weekend, and again, it's going to be mostly here tonight and early tomorrow. Widespread snow is expected. Temperatures will slowly rise overnight. We'll see temperatures in the low 30s Saturday afternoon. Snow lasts for most of the day. It'll slow down in the evening time before picking up again for a brief period of time. Temperatures will drop down into the teens tomorrow night, and we're looking at dry weather on Sunday. Some lake effect snow well to our north, but locally we do stay dry. A general 1 to 3 inches of snow accumulation is expected as we head into Saturday, as much as 3 to 7 inches along higher elevations north of the Mohawk Valley. Next week, we are watching Tuesday and Wednesday for the potential of heavy lake effect snow. Very cold weather moving in. Consistent west winds could produce some significant snowfall. In fact, we're talking about the possibility of feet of snow for the Tug Hill in western New York. We'll keep you posted. Snow showers tonight, low temperature of 19. Tomorrow, snow showers continue throughout most of the day. The heaviest will be north. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Next week, it looks cold. Temperatures in the teens and 20s. Lake effect snow, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Jason.
Bill, thank you. Up next, it's Sports